Right, so I'll start again. A guy just came down and he's fixing the drain, so I sort of explained what I was doing. And he went, I've worked at a few caravan places. And they're all static people. So he'd worked for Atlas, he worked for Willerby, he'd worked for Delta. And he was just sort of saying, yeah, you know, the industry around here. And I said, well, this is where I said they were made. But anyway, I'm diversifying. We'll do that on the next video, the video I'm going to do on that. So I'm going to go through a bit of the undergrowth. I've just left the car here. Should be okay. I've just parked it there. Now, what it was, as I was driving down the road, it's a bit dark under these trees. I was driving down the road, I spotted this caravan. And I knew straight away what it was. It's a, if you know anything about caravans, they're easy to identify. And what it is, it's a safari caravan. Now, Swift actually owns the safari name. And if you've had any dealer specials from Stuart Longton Caravans, good chance you'll have had one of their safari caravans. But it was only, they used the name, it wasn't obviously the actual safari caravan. So, I'm going to give you a bit of a history tour. Sorry about this. But as I drove up just down there, I'm in hotel grounds. It's all pretty quiet. I'll probably get shot. I've just been up and had a look around. The caravan's all padlocked it up. But as I came up the road, I'd spotted it through the trees as I drove through the road. Drove up the road. I didn't see it on my way up. In fact, somebody's come to look at this van now. Locking up. Hi. Just looking at the caravan, actually. I spotted it off the road, yeah. It's a 1980. So it's 46 years old.
Okay. How'd you know
It would have been a two-berth. Well, the serial number gives it away straight away, if you know how to read the serial number.
Okay.
12-foot two-berth, so it would have been an end kitchen, washroom on that side with a wardrobe, and then two parallel seats there, which would have made it into two single beds, or you'd have made it into a double bed.
Yeah.
And you'd have had a dresser at the here middle with a fridge in.
Okay.
So
You've kind of got a dresser there at the minute.
Has it?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Safari were a luxury caravan manufacturer. Let's have a quick nosy. Yeah, it's lost its, but it's still got some. Yeah, so you got the dress a bit here, but yeah, it's been stripped out.
Yeah.
It's rather a shame, but then again, it would have probably got scrapped. About how long's it been here? Do you know?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It needs a bit of work, I think.
Well, that roof was what they called a lantern roof, and they were very prone for leaking.
Okay.
Unless that's a GRP roof, so another glass fibre. Well, I'll soon tell you, because I think they went to GRP roofs on these. Can't see actually. But anyway, yes. So these were made originally down in Gloucestershire, and they were bought out by a company called Casalt, who were across on the South Humber.
Okay.
Casalt was a company who made things like containers for Ross frozen foods.
Yeah.
And they started making caravans about 1966. Anyway, cut long story short, basically what happened was that the industry really took hold, and lots of caravan manufacturers around it. So I'm doing a bit of a YouTube video on this.
Right.
And Casalt actually bought, they started a brand up called Abbey Caravans. So they were on Covermore Road in Grimsby.
Okay.
And they bought this company in 1968, left it where it was in its small factory, being handmade.
Right.
And then around about 1981-2, they decided to shut that factory down, move everything up to Grimsby,
Right.
and redesign them to something that looked like very modern. Even like I think they had a little wind turbine
Okay.
to generate your 12-volt battery.
Yeah.
But they were rather expensive, but they completely utterly bombed,
Right.
and they finished making them. So then another company got hold of them called Swift Caravans down the road, and they've got the name. Better get that now.
Okay.
So there you go.
Cool.
Well, I'm back again. Oh, somebody ringing up about a daughter's car, and Then there was somebody here. So you heard what I bored that poor lad to death. I'm sure I did. God, let me just get me bearings together. It's been here quite a while, apparently. I'm trying to just get a few. I think they use it as some sort of like a drinks display, you know, like if they have something on here in the garden. Let's have a look round here. So, in the hotel's garden, and this makes sort of an ideal thing to actually dispense food from, etc. To think this was somebody's pride and joy. I say that every time, don't I? The windows have gone at the back. I was amazed at those lights, actually, because those lights are very old-fashioned lights. And when I came round at first, I thought, oh, that's a fairly last recent Safari. And then when I came round here, I thought, well, that's very old lights. I can't remember having those lights on like that. They must have still put those on as a bit of a traditional thing for them. Right, let's have a quick look round here. Sign's been taken out. What's it called? Cedars Caravan Bar. There you go. Takes a few more shots. Now, I love finding things like this. Now, I used to find, like I've said before on those others, I've found stuff like this before, older vans and this and things, and it's, but you see, like, it's just 46 years old. To me, it's, you know, it doesn't feel like it's only like 20 years ago, but it's not, it's 46. Got a big sturdy old grab handle on there. Right. Okay, right. Safari, right. It's the 12-foot two berth. Let's start fresh. It's 12-foot two berth, and basically, this was a traditional two berth caravan with the end kitchen, corner washroom with wardrobe, and also two parallel seats at the front, which could be, you could sleep as single beds, or you could make it into a double. Now, Safari were a very luxurious make. Now, they started off around about 1946, 47, and they were started off in, I think it was an old carpet factory, or an old textile weaving house, I think it was. Anyway, they built up quite a reputation, and they had a little following of luxury, of people who wanted to spend a bit more money for a luxury caravan. By the early 60s, they changed to this profile here, which was a classic style. Now, as I say, on the older vans, they used to have that roof in several pieces, and it would leak. But in those days, these are all separate aluminium, they're all separate sections. And these windows now, I mean, to produce a window like that would cost quite a bit of money. So if you were pretty affluent, you'd go off down to your Safari dealer. There wasn't a lot of them around. And you'd go and ask them, or go and view a Safari caravan. Now, as I say, as I explained to that chap, that Abbey Caravans, that started up in 1966 at Covimore Road, Grimsby, they acquired the Safari brand in 1968, and they put a guy called Tony Haley in charge of it. And Tony became quite prolific in the caravan industry. He was a big Abbey man, so he had sort of Abbey all the way through him, as it were. And Safari, now, when they took these on, I mean, Safaris, this profile was changed around about 1960, so it sort of, this profile was roughly around, you know, this profile was basically roughly designed then, but over the years, it just sort of, they tinkered with it and made it a little bit better. But the thing was, by the 70s, these sort of caravans were starting to see the end of day. They just really were think that's GRP in the middle. Not sure, can't. And basically, the market was dying out, and Safari also basically took over Welton Caravans as well. So Casalt, Abbey, Safari bought out Welton. Welton were made a few miles away from here. I've done a video on Welton. Check the video out. When Welton later into liquidation in 1975, Casalt bought the Welton name. The Welton factory was shut down, sadly, in Welton Village. And then what happened was the production was sent down to Nailsworth, again in Gloucestershire, and at the down by near the Safari factory, and they were made there for a few years before they stopped making Weltons again. I think they stopped making Weltons about 1980. This market, as I say, was dying off, but these were a lovely caravan, and you used to get glasses with Safari written on the glass, engraved in on the glasses. Now, as we know, a lot of these vans now that were really well cared for are now scrapped, gone. And this has been obviously saved up to a point, because really, you know, although they've gutted it out to make it into a bar, it's still here. It's still serving a purpose. And that's what I like. But in 1983-84, they did a very modern Safari, like I was telling that chap, and it just didn't hit. In fact, I'll tell you something else now. There is one of the modern Safaris near me. Now, it's one of those places where you don't know whether you should go and take a photograph. But in one of my books, I think it's the story of the touring caravan, I think there's a picture of the first new look Safari coming out of the factory. So if you've got that book, just look that up. I don't know what page it's on, I couldn't tell you, but it's the new look Safari, and it just didn't look anything like this. Well, and that was there was a reason why, because this was looking dated, and this sort of buyer was no longer really around the same as they had been in previous years. People wanted more modern caravans. They wanted luxury, but they wanted them to look more modern and more spec. So there we have it. Just spotted literally by driving down the road looking for something else. It's spitting rain as well. I'm amazed at how I find these things at times. As I say, there is a modern one near me, one of the last ones. But on this video, I will try and put some old pictures of how this would have looked from the 1980 brochure. And yes, the Safari name was dropped, but used on dealer specials, because I say Swift bought Abbey, and Tony Haley went to work for Swift, and he helped produce the Abbey name, but the Safari name was dropped, of course, except for dealer specials. So, which was used by Stuart Longton Caravans for a good number of years. I think the later ones were all on Swift Charismas. It was the Safari badge, but they use that bit of tradition, you know, as part, you know, as a selling point. But that would have been made by a team of guys. I might even try and find. I've got a couple of pictures, rare pictures of these being made in the factory, earlier than this one, probably from the early 70s. But I mean, this profile, as I say, didn't change for 20 years, apart from they tweaked it around. Now, there used to be a nice Safari not far from where I live, but in fact, the guy had two of them, and it was always one of those I'd say, I must go and have a word with him, but I never did. You know what it's like? It's on your doorstep, you think, I'll go, but it's not there. These came with double glazing, though they were fitting double glazing, I think, in 76 to Safaris. But they were a popular luxury caravan. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this bit of an unexpected vlog I've done. As I say, I just came through I didn't even I came up this entranceway, and it was all put a big barrier saying no entry, and obviously nobody had been up there. And then I thought, wow, saw a gap in in a bit of shrubbery, and I thought, I'll go for it. So I did, and I came straight up here onto the hotel gardens. I thought I might have got accosted, actually. It's quite a nice evening now. Well, about 5:30. I love finding things like that. You don't do it these days now like you're anywhere near like at one time. It was quite, you know, I could go out and find 10, 15 vans in a week, you know, some real rare stuff. You don't see it now. It's just a sad shame. All right, we'll get back there through the darkness again. Get back to the car. And I'll start on my other vlog. Right, okay. So, hope you like that video. Again, another classic Caravan. One unexpected, again. Another luxury make. So, please like, please subscribe, and leave your comments. Did you own a Safari? Did you like the looks of that Safari? Although the interior is completely kaputted, but from the photographs on this video of how they look, they new, would have been something you'd have liked back in that time. Yeah, they were a popular clubman van. Until basically the next video, please keep watching, please keep subscribing. If you enjoy these sort of videos, I will be doing some more. I've got some coming up hopefully at the end of July, a couple of good classic vans. From a person I know, yeah, I can't wait to go and see them, because there's one or two nice vans that she's got, and they've been kept under cover. On that note now, I'm going to go. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. As always, please keep subscribing. Bye for now.